far in the morning. I just woke up out my sleep, to cut the drama and give it my all and follow.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
At least I was honest.
What good is the power if I use it like a fool? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Or I could sit back and just watch the news. Hey, don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. Hey, let's go.
When you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
When you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee.
John, you know what time it is. I'm chasing my purpose in this music business. Let's get it in, I'm so focused on my mission. There's no competition, there's no excuses for opposition.
Good morning, Doc.
One thing's for certain, I'm motivated to be in the kitchen.
I gotta listen if I wanna make a difference. Cause what I'm doing can't be lost in an instance. Now I'm making a living, so why the hell are they tripping? Is it because I'm the one that they see in their visions? I got a million different ways I can hit with precision. I know I'm gifted cause the way that I speak causes change. And even though it's hard, I stayed in my lane. You gotta stay in your lane, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me.
Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me.
I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. It's Boss B, huh?
You better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is officially showtime. Let's go. You know what we came to do. Good morning, Jess. Nice to see you. Oh, shout out. Oh my God. Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like a curse.
Yep, it really is like a curse, ladies and gentlemen. Alright.
It's like deja vu.
It's like deja vu.
It's deja vu when I'm riding up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass.
Thank you, Ginger.
Tanks full of gas.
I play the game
so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. The algorithm turned into a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. Let's go. They don't get replies if they text me.
Absolutely not.
With my chest cause
What's going on, Sadie said?
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in
There she goes.
shit.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's life. It got more realistic.
Yes.
Shit was
Keep it clean.
It was horrible.
Oh.
I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Cut it out, conservative man.
It's like deja vu.
Cut it out, conservative
It's
man.
like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Gotta cut it out.
It's deja vu.
Alright, go ahead, DJ. Let's go ahead and kill the music. Alright. Let's go ahead and kill the music. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Yeah, I keep it real and truthful. You're exactly right, my good friend. Who said that? All right. Shout out to James Hubbard 750. You're right. I do keep it A1 over here. All right. So let's get started with today's show. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we came to do. Welcome to the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I am your pilot. And we are once again ready to engage in the ongoing war. This is the modern day civil war, but it's on TikTok. All right. So make sure you get your battle gear, ladies and gentlemen, because we got a lot of things to do this morning. All right. But before we get started, you know what we got to do. Why would anyone vote blue? I'll answer your question. You just sit your special behind down right now and listen to this special broadcast. All right. Don't ask Zeus any more questions, you traitor. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus. All right. Or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. All right, especially to you traders out there. The first H is because I'm honest. There's nobody more honest than me on social media. Thank you, Brother Wooden. There's nobody more honest than me on social media. I'm the most honest person on social media. The second H is because I'm humble. All right, there's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately, and I'm not going to apologize for that. All right, that's just how the cookie crumbles. All right, and then the last and final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you guessed it, the most handsome. Now, many of you, good morning, Brother Attacking, nice to see you. Now, many of you are very familiar. Oh, shout out to Babsynth just voted blue, good job. Many of you are familiar with what we do on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. Good morning, Silver St. Cloud. Good morning, everyone. If I don't get you, does it mean I don't see you? All these alerts going off. We hold them accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, when it comes to the Republican Party, the MAGA Republicans, there's a lot of dirty, disgusting deeds that are going on over there, all right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got something to say. I got some bad news for you, bad views. If you are, as my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, factose intolerant, that means you're allergic to the facts. You might want to leave this live and go on about your miserable lives, all right? Go on to these other lives where you can be entertained by what I call the fake TikTok hosts, these fake TikTok lawyers. I'm not even going to call it TikTok anymore. We're going to call it Rick Talk, right? We're going to call it Rick Talk R. The R stands for Russia. A lot of these TikTokers, ladies and gentlemen, what I am finding out is they are peddling Russian disinformation and misinformation, and they're doing it for a very, very cheap price. So if you don't like the truth, do me a huge favor, leave this live and you go hang out on Rick Talk, all right? Because other than that, you have no use to Zeus, all right? And I know that makes you very uncomfortable, but that's what it's designed to do, right? If you're hungry, it'll make you not so hungry, right? If you're happy, it'll make you feel a little depressed. That's exactly what I'm here to do, all right? I'm cooking it up just for you, all right? And I'm also doing it because I understand there are a lot of people in this country who aren't really paying attention to the news, and this is one of the ways they get the information. So if you don't believe what I'm saying, right? You're one of these traders out here who still think fat meat isn't greasy, right? And you still think that you can somehow handle the situation that I'm about to bring. Do me a huge favor, because I told you to leave, and you're going to be in the audience crying and expressing dissent. So I'm going to give you one last chance to get it right. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. Now, the show has officially began. All right. And, many of you know that when I express this, when I share the truth out here, I want to make sure we're all on the same page. We're fully engaged in the 2024 election, ladies and gentlemen. And the stuff that I'm saying, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I wouldn't have said it 3 weeks ago. I really wouldn't have. But we cannot be kind anymore. All right, we can't be kind to these folks anymore, ladies and gentlemen, and we all know why. Because the gloves are officially off, right? The gloves are off.
Everyone knows he's, and I wouldn't have said
This guy right here.
3 weeks ago.
I wouldn't
have said it. I was actually very kind to him. But now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off. The jar has been opened.
Mm-hmm. The gloves are off and the jar has been opened. And you know who opened the jar? MAGA did. When they chose to believe misinformation, when they chose to dwell in lies and delusion over truth and make a situation in this country where now we regular American citizens continue to be abused by Donald Trump and his supporters. Once you started doing that, you traitors, the gloves officially came off, okay? So let's get started today. Today's topic is, the first thing we're going to start the show off with is barred permanently from MAGA. And you know what this is about? Nikki Haley, okay, who we all know is running to be the Republican presidential candidate, lashed out at former President Donald Trump after he pushed to install his daughter-in-law, Laura, as the Republican National Committee co-chair. All right? And this is what Nikki Haley, or as Trump likes to call her, Nancy Pelosi, had to say. Okay, let's give her a little.
But now let's talk about me versus Donald Trump, because that's what we're talking about in a primary.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'll tell you is, I voted for Donald Trump twice. I was proud to serve America in his administration. The problem is, chaos literally follows him.
Did you hear that? Chaos literally follows this guy. So far, so good, Nikki. I must give it to you.
And we can't be a country in disarray and a world on fire and go through 4 more years of chaos. We won't survive it.
Nope. Let's go. We won't survive it.
But you also have to say all of those solutions I gave you. We can't make a change in our country if you don't have a candidate who can win the general election.
Right there.
And you look at what's happened in all the early states. They'll talk about Donald Trump winning, and he did. I give him that. But what about the fact that in all the early states, he did not get 40% of the vote?
That part. He did it.
Now, Donald Trump will say, oh, those are all Democrats that voted in South Carolina. No, less than 5% were Democrats or unaffiliated.
Tell them, Nikki.
Those are Republicans.
Those are Republicans.
Same thing in New Hampshire. Look at Iowa. 40% of the vote is not with him. You can't win a general election if you don't get the 40%.
Wow.
And then is he doing anything to help himself? No. He said anyone who supported me was barred permanently from MAGA.
Wow. Now, listen, let's just be honest. We consider it a great badge of courage if you get barred permanently from MAGA. All right, I consider it that, but Nikki, go ahead. Please continue.
Now think about that. If you're running for president, your job is to bring as many people to you as possible, not push people out. But that's what he's doing. He's pushing people away from the Republican Party.
Oh.
And that's not how you win.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Nikki Haley continued to light a match under Donald Trump's you know what. All right, and so, but I want to first of all thank Nikki Haley for doing the dirty work. All right, she's really doing God's work to make sure Donald Trump doesn't get reelected. So, number one, I'm going to give Nikki Haley a round of applause. Thank you, Nikki Haley, for saying that. Even though I don't like her, I don't want her to be president, but I understand that this is what we need, all right? Death by 1,000 slashes. This is what's going on. But you know what we came to do this bright and early, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, please get those blueberries out. Please get those tomatoes out, all right? Because we're about to hand out some booze and shame, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that I ask you to join me in kicking this show off by giving Donald Trump and his MAGA supporters, those are possessed with the MAGA demon, let's give them a round of booze and shame, because they don't have any shame and we gotta give it to them. But clearly, Donald Trump doesn't see that the reason he keeps losing is because of everything he says. He should just zip it, but he doesn't. And now Nikki Haley is pointing out, hey, if you are telling people to kick folks out of MAGA, that's going to drop the number of supporters you have, you knucklehead, and you don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him what he deserves. Some booze and shame. Jesus Christ. Silence, you MAGA demon. You know, I'm going to say this to you traders out there, those of you who continue to think that the 2020 election was stolen by President Biden. I want you to answer this question, MAGA. Why don't you ever say anything about the poll or the elections? I mean, the elections that Donald Trump actually wins, like when he won Iowa, when he won New Hampshire, when he won South Carolina. Do you ever say to yourself, perhaps those are rigged? MAGA, why is it the only time they're rigged is when your fearless leader ends up losing, right? I mean, that's just something I want to put on your special MAGA minds, all right? Now let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to our next topic, all right? We have to stay in the trenches, all right? Because nothing makes me feel better than to know that Donald Trump and his soldiers, his soldiers are the Trump supporters. I don't call them, I use the word supporters loosely, but at this point, it's crystal clear to me. Donald Trump is the modern day president of the new Confederate, and his soldiers are his supporters. I get it. Alvin Bragg is seeking a gag order before his Trump trial begins. Hey, Snuggles, you know how you like to say what's 91 minus 91, Snuggles? That's the new joke going on in MAGA because they think that he's not going to be convicted. Well, Snuggles, do me a favor. Get your calculator out. What's 97% of 91, Snuggles? Tell me, please. All right, because playtime's over for your leader. He's going to prison. He's going to get convicted. All right. On Monday, we all know it. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg asked the judge to impose a narrowly tailored gag order that would bar Donald Trump from swiping at jurors, witnesses, prosecutors, and court staff assigned to the first criminal case against the former president, currently expected to go to trial. Prosecutors made their request just less than a month before a trial is anticipated to begin. The case involves charges accusing Donald Trump. Get this, ladies and gentlemen, get this. This is what he did. Falsifying business records dozens of times to keep voters in the dark about his alleged affair with pornographic film actress Stormy Daniels during the 2016 presidential campaign. And we all know what that is. That's what he's been saying it was, right? This is what we call election interference, right? Donald Trump hid this affair from the American people before we went and cast our vote in 2016. This is the real election interference. He paid hush money. He falsified business records, all right? And we got the proof. We got the actual documents, and we got witnesses. We got Stormy Daniels, and we got Michael Cohen, his former fixer. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Because we know this is pretty much an open and shut case, right? We know this is an open and shut case. We know Donald Trump is guilty. Everyone on the planet can see Donald Trump is guilty. And if you can't see Donald Trump is guilty, that means you're in the cult. So guess what we're going to do? Let's shock these folks and help them get out of that cult this bright and early on a Tuesday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in giving Donald Trump, all right, and his supporters what they rightfully deserve because they've earned it. Another round of booze and shame. I hope this one gets you out of the cult. I seriously do. Let's give him some booze and shame because he seems to have defied everything that it says you should be when it comes to being a Christian. He broke the law before he got into the most sacred position he could get in, which is the president of the United States. Before he went and sat in that Oval Office, he engaged in election interference and thought he could get away with it. But he's not getting away with it because now he has to go to court. Let's give him some booze and shame.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
I see that I have some dissension in my comment section. You got folks out here who still support Donald Trump, and you think that I'm lying, and you're saying I'm being mean to you on this platform. Well, you know what I said at the top of the show. Maybe you didn't hear me.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Yeah.
if you're not happy here, you can leave.
If you're not happy in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, do me a huge favor. Pack your bags. Well, actually, don't even pack them. Just get on the nearest airplane, right? Russian Air, whatever they fly, and just fly over there to Russia at this point. I could care less because you're not patriots, you're fake-triots. KGB wannabes. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, I've never talked to a sane Trump supporter. I've never had an honest conversation with them. They can't do it. It's something going on. There's a malfunction. There's a short circuit going on upstairs. I don't know how it happened, but listen, they refuse to tell the truth, and they continue to dwell in lies and misinformation. They're full of hate and racism and misogyny and bigotry. I don't know where these folks come from. That's not the country I grew up in, right? That's not the America I knew back in the day when I was growing up, right? There was a point in time where you used to be ashamed to be those things. Now these folks are actually openly endorsing Vladimir Putin. You can't make this stuff up. All right, let's move it along to our next topic. We don't got much time. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade were slammed with harassing phone calls over the weekend after one of former President Donald Trump's attorneys put their contact information in a public court filing. Willis and Wade, ladies and gentlemen, were ultimately forced to change their numbers. They received an onslaught of harassing phone calls over the weekend after their personal contact information was cited in legal paperwork from Trump's defense lawyers in a Georgia case. This is what they said. He added that they both changed their phone numbers because of an explosion of recent calls in recent days. The wave of calls came after an unredacted version of the motion, including exhibits, was shared with counsel on both sides. The attorney, Stephen Sadal, says he made a mistake in sharing unredacted phone records with a reporter, and when I realized the error, I immediately contacted him and told him explicitly not to disclose them to anyone else or not to publish the cell phone numbers of any other protected information. However, Cohen reports that cell phone records with personal identifying information still appeared on social media. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? He didn't make a mistake. This right here is more evidence of just how dangerous Donald Trump is. Because he's being held accountable, everyone else has to suffer. This isn't how it's supposed to be, but this is what it is now, because look at what he's done. Look at what his supporters have done. They've enabled him. They want him to be a dictator. Oh, just for one day, right? At what expense? At the lives of innocent Americans, right? And so guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Because this is what they do. They don't want to play fair. They want to play dirty. They want to fight below the belt, right? This is below the belt. You're putting out Fani Willis's and Nathan Wade's personal information so that your dogs can be sicked on them. You know what? This is why I do what I do, ladies and gentlemen. What have the Democrats done for me? We're saving democracy. What has Donald Trump done for you, you traitor? Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. They're still out here, right? Right here in the live, they're still here. Supporting Donald Trump and peddling Russian information, right? Join me in giving these Trump supporters who continue to work on behalf of Vladimir Putin what they deserve. Another round of boos and shame.
You never demon.
Am I right, Venus? You see me, Venus? You see all these folks in my comment section, ladies and gentlemen. I've been told that I'm a mean person. This is what they say to me. They say, Zeus, you're mean. You spread hate on your platform. I mean, they say all these things. But when I ask them, I say, well, listen, name one thing that I've lied about. Please put it in the chat or even come into the live. Get your green screens out and just show me what I'm lying about. Not one of them can do it because they know what I'm saying is the truth. That's why they're sick right now. Because they know I'm sharing with them the information that they know blows apart all of the lies and misinformation. You remember that one live I was in? President Biden is about to be impeached. That guy is so crooked. We got all this evidence on him, right? Now look at where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Now the cat's out of the bag. All the information that they've been getting to justify all this stuff they've been doing in Congress, none of it helping the American people, it's coming directly from Russia. You can't make this stuff up. And yet they call themselves Christians. My first question is, well, didn't your pastor tell you this? Didn't your pastor tell you that Vladimir Putin is an evil man and that you shouldn't be listening to him? It turns into crickets, right? When you start asking them those real questions, all right? And so, speaking of Russia, ladies and gentlemen, let's go straight to it. Russia has been tied to hackers that are threatening to leak Georgia Trump trial documents if ransom isn't paid. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't. We are literally in the middle of basically another Cold War and a Civil War at the same time, with the Republican Party leading the charge here in this country. It's the most interesting and bizarre thing I've ever seen. A Russia-based ransomware gang says it will publish pilfered Fulton County data, which includes documents tied to former President Donald Trump's court case, unless it's paid a ransom, according to the sources. Now, we all know, isn't it funny? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right? But isn't it funny? This is happening right after that New York judgment against Donald Trump. Isn't it so funny? Isn't it funny? Where are my QAnoners out there, my QAnon conspiracy theorists? Isn't it funny this is happening right after these judgments against your leader? Who needs this money that bad? And why? Out of all the things you can do, you can do a lot of things with this hacking stuff. Why is it that it's the case in Fulton County? Why is it that case that you're using to get ransom, right? You could be doing a lot of other things. Why not the J6ers? I don't know. You could have been doing that. Why not do something to actually help millions of Americans, right? But no, I see why. Because once again, it shows that Donald Trump is connected to Russia and his supporters are as well. Lockbit's thread could also invoke a total leak of Fulton County data that would put various cases and sources at risk, according to the reports. The stolen data will be published on the blog. There is no chance of destroying the stolen data without payment, Lockbit warned, according to former Washington Post Brian Krebs. Early in the month, before an FBI intervention, the Hackers Collective said they were determined to expose various entities' alleged negligence. Quote, we will demonstrate how local structures negligently handled information protection. The original warning read this: we will reveal lists of individuals responsible for confidentiality. Documents marked as confidential will be made publicly available. We will show documents related to access to the state citizens' personal data. We aim to give maximum publicity to this situation. The documents will be of interest to many. Conscientious residents will bring order. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? We just had the example of Steve Siddall putting Fani Willis's phone number, her and Nathan Wade's phone number up, right? And then the Trump supporters, they jumped on that and started threatening them. And then now we have this situation. Lockbit is trying to release confidential information, and they're working with Russia. We are under attack, ladies and gentlemen, by the Russian government. And the thing is, they don't even have to work that hard, because the people in the United States, the MAGA Republicans, are doing their work because they don't mind being traitors. So guess what we got to do? Join me in giving these MAGA Republicans who are continuing to work for Russia what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Man, I saw that comment. Somebody said, I'm a fear monger. How am I a fear monger? Explain that to me, you genius. I would love to understand because maybe I'm missing something. So I'm sharing out information that shows the connection between MAGA and Russia, including Donald Trump, and I'm the fear monger. That right there is exactly why I say what I've been saying. Don't type another comment in the chat. You Trump supporters, please don't type another comment in the chat. Just stop it. I don't need to see Trump 2024 again. I don't need to see FJB. I don't need to hear your thoughts because your thoughts really aren't that bright. I don't need to see them. Do me a huge favor. Sit your special behinds down for once in your life and listen to this special broadcast. You just might learn something. That's the problem with a lot of you. You can't sit your behinds down for no more than 30 seconds and just focus, listen, become active listeners, because that MAGA demon is in your mind and it's running your mind. It's on autopilot, right? You can't even control your thoughts anymore because the MAGA demon is doing it. All right? And you just might learn something. Ain't nobody fear mongering over here. If I wanted to do that, I'd be doing what Donald Trump is doing to you, and I'd be charging you for it, right? These folks know it. These folks know it. All right. More indictments await. All right. And this is just showing you how corrupt these folks are. All right. Legal experts are responding to Ken Chesebro's secret Twitter account. All right. Donald Trump ally and election denying lawyer Kenneth Chesebro lied to Michigan prosecutors when he claimed that he never used one of his social media accounts. This is what they're saying. He had a burner account on the site X, which contradicts what he told prosecutors. All right. Harvard constitutional law professor, all right, Lawrence Tribe explained the revelation means Chesebro's legal troubles have just begun, and it will likely mean more charges. When Ken Chesebro surfaced in this mess at first, I felt a bit of pity for the guy. No more, Tribe wrote. Not only did he plot to overturn the Constitution's transfer of power to a newly elected president, but he's been lying to pretty much everyone about his role. More indictments will come. Chesebro's secret Twitter account could lead to a serious felony charge in Michigan and will augment his eventual federal indictment by Jack Smith. This guy is in a huge heap of trouble that his guilty plea in Georgia barely touches. Chesebro has been described as the architect of the fake elector scheme after the 2020 election. He was charged as a co-conspirator in the Fulton County racketeering case alongside Trump, but he made a plea deal. Why would you lie, Kenneth, that you have this burner account on Twitter? Why? You've already taken a plea deal with Fani Willis. Why not just come clean? And I get it, because he's still possessed with that MAGA demon, right? That MAGA demon, there's no truth in it. All that's in there is lies and corruption. And guess what? He's just been caught once again. I keep telling you, Trump supporters, all right, you keep sticking around with Donald Trump, you're going to get the ultimate MAGA reward. And you know what the ultimate MAGA reward is, ladies and gentlemen? Let's remind them. Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell. And in between, there's a pit stop called Chapter 11. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? This bright and early, because Ken Chesebro, I guess these indictments wasn't enough. He wants to get more. He wants more felony charges than Donald Trump, right? Don't stop till you get enough. Join me in giving Kenneth Chesebro what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. This is sad. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
You MAGA demon.
Oh my God, look at the time. Oh my gosh. All right. We got so many things to cover. I mean, what should I do next? All right. Oh, I know. I just want to remind you, Trump supporters. All right, this is a real thing. I want to make sure you all understand, and I'm in support of this. Nothing says equal justice like Letitia James' daily updates of Donald Trump's debt clock. I just want you all to know that our good friend Letitia James, she's been making it. She's been really going above and beyond to make sure Donald Trump knows how much money he owes. All right, I mean. You know, this came out of the civil trial. Thank you, Lisa, for the subscription. All right. This came out of the civil trial. All right. And basically what Letitia James is doing is making sure every day that Donald Trump, I thought I have it. Do I have it here? Oh, no, I don't have it. She's making sure, oh my gosh, keep it clean, Letitia James. Keep it clean. She's making sure every day Donald Trump knows just how much money he owes in interest, all right? And I think that's an excellent thing to do. She posts it on X, or app formerly known as Twitter. And that way he'll never be able to say, you know, when the bill collectors call, he'll never be able to say, oh, I never got your message. We know you got it. She's posting it on Twitter. All right. So guess what we're going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, join me once again in giving Donald Trump what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. Pay your bills, Donald. Pay. Ladies and gentlemen, they don't like me because I tell the truth. Well, guess what? I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here believing lies and misinformation. Am I right, Shay? Am I right? Should we play MAGA or not, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready to play MAGA or not? We got another story. I could skip this and go straight to the next section, or should we play MAGA or not? No, B. Thomas. B. Thomas, wait a second, B. Thomas. Did you say you don't tell the truth? What have I lied about? B. Thomas, name one thing that I've lied about. Can you come in the box, B. Thomas? Let's talk about this. How many followers do you have, B. Thomas? Because you want to, you know, I don't like it when folks be in my comments. Oh, you only got 82 followers. Never mind. All right, let's play MAGA or not, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and the reason I do these stories is because I know that somewhere in America, we're saving somebody's life. Because the goal here is to help people understand when they're dealing with a MAGA demon, and to do whatever they can to do to create distance between them and that MAGA demon, because if not, you'll end up throwing your life away with these folks, all right? Because they don't care about your life at all. They don't mind going to jail for Donald Trump, right, Johnny? Thank you for that, Johnny. So let's play MAGA or not. I thought it was sugar. A Florida woman caught tainting live in boyfriend's tea with bleach tablet from under the kitchen sink after the victim took a large gulp, cops say. All right, so I'm going to read you this story, and you know the rules. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is MAGA, or put a 2 if you think it's other. A Miami, Florida woman allegedly placed a bleach tablet in her boyfriend's tea last Tuesday evening, only to exclaim, quote, "I thought it was sugar," after the man took a large gulp and immediately felt his throat burning. Yvette Diaz, 49, is accused of tainting the unsuspecting victim's tea while her live-in boyfriend of 3 years was outside on the phone with his employer, according to the arrest. All right, this is from Miami-Dade Police Department. The document said that the man made tea and a tortilla meal after 5 p.m. on February 20th, but stepped out for the work-related phone call, while Diaz remained inside the residence by herself. When the victim returned, cops said he offered Diaz a bit of a, quote, spicy tortilla to eat and some of the tea to drink, but Diaz allegedly and adamantly refused to drink that tea, leading investigators to suspect that she must have known the tea was not safe to drink. When she exclaimed how spicy it was, he offered her his cup of tea, which she adamantly declined. The victim took a large gulp from his cup, and his throat immediately began to burn. The victim then noticed the strong smell of bleach emanating from his cup. The victim immediately poured the drink into the sink, at which time he saw the remnants of a concentrated bleach tablet he used for dissolving into 5 gallons of water in his cup. The arrest report said the victim turned to the defendant and said There's bleach in this drink. Did you put bleach in my drink? Though the defendant allegedly replied that she thought the bleach tablet was sugar, police suggested it could not have been an innocent mistake because based on where the sugar and the bleach were located in the kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we think? Is this MAGA or not? Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is MAGA. Put a 2 if you think this is other. I mean, now we know Donald Trump did recommend folks to take disinfectant during the pandemic, right? So that could possibly be more on the MAGA side, right? Look at all these folks saying 1. And perhaps, you know what? Never mind. It is MAGA. All right. Well, by the powers invested in me here in the kingdom today, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. All right. Hear ye. Hear ye. Hear ye. Let's go. Join me, ladies and gentlemen, in giving Diaz, possessed with a deranged MAGA demon, what she deserves. Because, this is sugar. This isn't bleach. Let me put it in your tea. Only to get caught like all MAGA demons do. I'm glad her husband, her living boyfriend is okay, all right? But this just shows you, ladies and gentlemen, how crazy these folks are. Join me in giving her what she deserves. Another round of booze and shame. Can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. This is why the first thing I do when I have conversations with these Trump supporters is I get an assessment on just how much that MAGA demon has compromised their minds. Because if it's over 50%, they're goners. If they've gotten over 50% control of these folks' mind, they're goners. If they're at 5%, maybe 10, I might really try to work with them. But after 50% of the MAGA demon takes over, absolutely not. Because she knew this was not sugar. She knew it wasn't. But she felt it was a good idea because I'm pretty sure she heard Donald Trump say something about taking disinfectant, right? We all heard him say that. She said, you know what? Whether it's sugar or this, same results. You're not going to trick me. All right. Now let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Right, Mickey Pete? Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. We got a couple of more topics and then we'll wrap this thing up and open up those boxes. All right. Next topic here is, you know what? My good friend Tiffany, she did bring this up. All right. So if you're on the fence and you're wondering whether or not you should vote blue, this is a reason why you should vote blue. It just doesn't make sense. In 2024, a Missouri law that bars pregnant women from getting divorced is on the chopping block. All right. A Missouri lawmaker says it is time to end an archaic law that forces pregnant women to stay in potentially dangerous marriages. HB 2402 amends the state's existing divorce law to remove the requirement that a pregnant woman wait until she gives birth in order to get a divorce, and specifically states that pregnancy status shall not prevent the court from entering a judgment of dissolution of a marriage or legal separation. In Missouri, as in Texas, Arizona, and Arkansas, the current law requires that a pregnant woman has given birth before any child custody or any child support order is finalized. A married couple are permitted to file for a divorce while the wife is pregnant, but the court cannot issue a final order of divorce or even legal separation, given that custody or support orders would be necessary part of these decrees. In other states, married parties are permitted to go through the entire divorce process regardless of whether the party is pregnant. Whether a party is pregnant. A child born to the parties after a divorce is finalized would simply become the subject of a post-judgment proceeding or an independent custody or support proceeding. The lawmaker who proposed the change said it was time to get the archaic rule off of the books. It just doesn't make sense in 2024, said State Representative Ashley Owen, a Democrat and the Missouri House Minority Whip who sponsored the bill. So look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Democrats doing another good thing, right? We're helping to get these old and archaic rules off the books, right? Women shouldn't have to wait until they have the child in order to get away from these sick these sick monsters out there, right? So guess what we're going to do? Number one, let's give her a round of applause, right? Thank you. Ashley, you're doing God's work. Thank you, all right? Because this is what these folks really need. This is what they don't understand they need. But it's folks like you who are really, as far as I'm concerned, you're the quiet heroes out here. You know, you don't get a lot of this work that's going on doesn't get enough attention. I get it, because when you're working so hard, it's hard to play politics on camera. I totally get it, but I do appreciate it. But we're going to give Ashley a round of applause. But we also got to give those on the Republican Party, what they deserve, because they have no shame, all right? And we know they're going to fight her tooth and nail to stop this, all right? Because we know what they stand for. They want to control women. They think women are property in the Republican Party, right? They don't think women should be able to vote, right? They think that the women should do every single thing the men say do, because guess what? In their minds, women just don't measure up to them, right? You ever hear these guys talk, folks like Trash Bait and Snuggles and all these other right-wing lunatics, right? So guess what we're going to give them? Join me in giving them what they deserve. You too, Jimmy. Another round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Silence you MAGA demons. You know why they mad at me right now, ladies and gentlemen? You know why these Trump supporters are mad? I get it. What it is they're used to just going onto a platform and having one topic, right? We want to talk immigration, and it's just we're going to go back and forth about immigration, right? And that's when they think they actually got a solid chance, when it's one topic, right? But what's going on this platform is it's topic after topic after topic. It's overwhelming their MAGA minds. I'm cooking their MAGA minds, ladies and gentlemen, all right? They've never seen so much firepower coming out of one spot on TikTok, and they can't handle it. They're confused. Zeus, will you let up a little bit? Absolutely not. I will not let up on you traitors. All right? It's going to look bombed out and depleted when I'm done with you traitors, right? You won't be able to stand. That's the whole point of this, right? And if I'm lying about something, like I said, when I open up the boxes, please come into the live and shed light on whatever it is that you believe that I'm lying about. But here's the thing. They'll never do it. What they'll do is they won't come in here on their main accounts, right? They'll come in here on their backup accounts, because I know what their backup accounts are, right? So they'll go get their third or fourth backup account with like 82 followers, right? And then they'll try to challenge me. I know that trick too. And it doesn't work. All right? Because I know one thing. When you're a loser, you're a loser. All right? And that's what losers do. They go and get their hidden backup accounts and try to come to Zeus and challenge him. It's not going to work. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Lauren Boebert, all right, stops touching people, all right, and cozies up to a scouring Colorado disapproval rating, all right? And this is just indicative, ladies and gentlemen, of more things to come for MAGA. Lauren Boebert attempts to district hop in order to secure another term in Congress. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They're saying it isn't quite working. The vivacious Colorado Congresswoman has a solid 3 years of experience on the job, having first secured her position as the representative for Colorado's 3rd District in 2021. But her tenure may be coming to an end in 2024. She certainly won't end the year in Colorado's 3rd District, where whether or not she'll retain any position in Congress is still up to debate. Boebert made the decision to shift from the state's 3rd district to its much more right-leaning 4th district out of fear that she couldn't secure another victory in her original district. As it turns out, even jumping districts may not be enough to secure another term, even as constituents in the 4th district are rejecting the idea of a Boebert victory. Boebert's approval in her fresh district is just woefully low, as one would expect for someone with exactly zero positive impact on the state. During her time in office, all Boebert's accomplished is a slew of failed impeachment measures, flopped bills, and a reputation for inappropriate behavior in public places. Let that sink in, MAGA. So you just read, wait. So you just read leftist articles off the internet. Is that what you think I'm doing? Oh my God. I can't believe you figured me out, champ. Wow. We got it, ladies and gentlemen. We got Albert Einstein in the audience, right? You figured Zeus out. Why don't you do me a favor, champ, and tell me what E equals MC squared is all about, since you're so brilliant, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, these folks clearly have met their match when they've ran into Zeus, right? They just don't get it. So guess what we're going to do? Join me in giving these losers what they rightfully deserve, because all they can see is that I'm reading left-leaning articles, right? They don't see everything else. They don't see the fact that they're losing, right, Miss Terry? They don't see the fact that they're worshiping Donald Trump, a cult leader. They don't see all of that. All they see is Zeus reading left-leaning pieces while they continue to lose. Join me in giving them what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. Silence, you MAGA demons. All right, listen. You believe that you've been lied to and brainwashed because you've been lied to and brainwashed, all right? Again, a lot of you folks who are upset with me out there in the comment section, I want you to understand this. Read this with me. The Trump cult. Can you say that? The Trump cult? You are in a cult, all right? I'm not in a cult, all right? So guess what? I can do things you can't do, and it makes you mad. You've never seen a brother like me shining so much and thriving so much. You just can't stand it. You know, how dare we? Who does he think he is? He doesn't have to report like I do. I know. Look at this. Look at this. No. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet like you. And I don't hang out with sheep. And I don't hang out with puppets. And that's exactly what a lot of you are. All right? Because guess what? Thank you, Miss Terry. Boom, the gloves are off. That's exactly what a lot of you are. Because guess what? There's not a Trump supporter in this audience right now that has the courage and conviction to be able to look Donald Trump in his eyes and say, "Sir, you lied to me. You lied about the results of the 2020 election. You lied and apologized." You could never say that to your leader. Thank you, Chrissy. You know why? Because you're in a cult, right? But you know what you could do? Put on those Trump sneakers. To all of you who love Donald Trump, I hear this is a thing that Donald Trump is going to be rolling out. He's going to invite you to Mar-a-Lago, right? He's going to let you put on those Trump sneakers, you know, with the red bottoms, the Friends and Family edition. And he's going to tell you, now go in the back room, take this blanket. All right, he's going to give you a blanket, and he's going to say, and take this Kool-Aid with this sugar I've just put in. It's special sugar. And join me in paradise. But before you go, I'm going to need you to sign right here on the dotted line, all right? And guess what you would do? You would take it. You would give them all your information, and you would go to that back room, and you'd point those Trump Force Ones, those shoes he got. You would point those toes. You'd point them straight up in the sky, and you would drink that Kool-Aid Trump gave you, and you would say bye-bye. That's how sick you guys are. But you know what? I'm one of the folks out here who's actually giving you the information out here to stop you from doing something like that. That's just flat out ridiculous, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm going to hell for that. But guess what? Somebody's soul is being saved by this message, right? Somebody out there, somebody's soul is being saved because they're going, you know what, Zeus, I might not like the way you're saying it, Zeus, but you're right. Maybe I need to cool it off on this support for Donald Trump, right? And have a come to Jesus moment, for real. All right, now let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached that point in the show where we must cover the events that took place on and around January 6th. This is one of the signature parts of the show that we must continue to highlight. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what this is about. As I've been saying, Donald Trump is the modern day Jefferson Davis, the leader of the Confederate Army, right, of 2024, right? And so what Donald Trump does is he instructs his soldiers to do whatever he says do, right? You know how it goes. You know exactly how it goes. Calling all soldiers. This is what Donald Trump did around January 6th. I lost the election because somebody stole it. I didn't lose because I was a terrible candidate. And this is what I'm going to need you to do. I need you to converge on the Capitol on Washington, D.C. on January 6th. And I will be hosting a rally called Stop the Steal. This is what he instructed his soldiers to do on that day, this dark and dangerous day. Sell all that you have, all right? Bring your family, bring your friends, bring whatever you got, kitchen, whatever you got in your kitchen, whatever you got in your toolboxes, and order it if you got to, but bring everything you got to the Capitol on January 6th. It's going to be wild. This is what he did. So everybody followed his orders. These guys, ladies and gentlemen, they jumped in the back of U-Hauls, right? They were wearing their khakis. They put their mask on. This was during the pandemic when they were crying about having to wear a mask. They put the mask on this time, and they all converged on the Capitol, all right? Because they wanted to meet up with their general, Donald J. Trump, right? Who would then be giving them their next orders. So when they met with Donald Trump on that day, Donald Trump did something we all heard him do. He encouraged them to engage in violence. He encouraged his soldiers to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down. Anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women, and we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
Right. So his soldiers were then instructed to march.
Hey, NBC News viewers.
They were instructed to march to the Capitol that day. They began to march on the Capitol. They began to descend on the United States Capitol with the intent of stopping Mike Pence from doing his job, which is helping to engage in the peaceful transfer of power to Joe Biden. All right? When they get there, there was a moment that I'll never forget. They saw someone there that was their comrade, Ray Epps, and they said, "Feds, feds, feds." So I said, well, if you thought that was the FBI MAGA, why did you continue to break the law in front of the cops? If you really believed that Nancy Pelosi was behind this, why did you proceed? Why? They have never given me an answer. So his soldiers, they began to attack our democracy on national television. I'll never forget where I was. I was at home, and I was watching this on all networks, whether it was Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Twitter at the time, Facebook. I saw his supporters attacking the United States Capitol, dressed up in all kinds of garb, right? One dude, QAnon shaman. These folks were looking to cause irrevocable harm to this country. All right? And they did. They tried their best to stop Joe Biden, but they failed miserably. So now that we're there, ladies and gentlemen, now that we're all here at the crime scene on January 6th, because that's exactly what it was. There was no BLM. There was no Antifa. Just Donald Trump soldiers. Because guess what? Trump never showed up. You know what he did? He went back to the White House and watched you all play yourselves like some fools. So let's talk about one of these fools for Donald Trump, one of these Trump soldiers, one of these MAGA demons. Cochise County pistachio farmer sentenced to 2 years in prison for January 6 actions. This is a real story. I'm not making it up. A Cochise County pistachio farmer's request for probation was rejected last week, and he was sentenced instead to 2 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to 2 felonies for his conduct at the United States Capitol while Congress was meeting to certify the 2020 presidential election results on January 6. Jacob Zirkle of Bowie must also serve 3 years of supervised release as part of a plea deal, which led to his conviction of civil disorder, assaulting or impeding officers in the course of their duties. He was taken into custody during the February 22nd hearing in Washington, D.C., but as of present time, his location is not listed on the Federal Bureau of Prisons website. Zirkle is 51 years dumb, and his defense team urged U.S. District Judge to impose a sentence of only 90 days of home confinement and 3 years of probation. The no prison option, as well as a push by the U.S. Attorney's Office for a 34-month incarceration, were rejected by the judge, who has presided over dozens of the January 6 cases. Walton stated during the hearing that deciding Zirkle's sentencing had been difficult, but he believed prison time would serve to deter those in the future who get upset that an election didn't go the way that they wanted it to go. Prior to sentencing, Zirkle submitted a handwritten letter to the judge about his motivation for being in Washington, D.C. with an older brother on January 6. Quote, "I live in rural part of Arizona with a population that is poor and forgotten," he wrote. "Our voices are often not heard and drowned out by large cities. For the first time in my life, I decided to travel with my brother to Washington, D.C. to be part of a rally, to have my voice heard." Zirkle's letter also stresses he only pushed several police officers outside of the Capitol building because he was concerned for his brother's safety when the two became separated as the crowd grew. His letter stands in contrast to a press release issued by the Department of Justice just shortly after the sentencing. You see, ladies and gentlemen, you see how the MAGA demon leaves you? Begging for mercy in the courtroom. This is why I do what I do, because I know somebody out there is seeing what I'm saying and really putting the dots together and connecting the dots and going, you know what, Zeus? You're right. Donald Trump is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. And all the people that showed up there, they showed up because of Donald Trump, right? A lot of people are coming to this conclusion. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, to treasonous Zirkle? Join me in giving him what he deserves. Another round of boos and shame. All right, and then you know what? You know, when it rains, it pours. We got one more, and then yes, we're done. Suburban woman who claims she was misled by a Vietnamese influencer, she gets 10 days in jail. This is tied to January 6th. You won't believe this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right. A far southwest suburban woman has been sentenced to 10 days behind bars for entering the United States Capitol during the riot on January 6th, where prosecutors say that she sat down in a Senate office and had her photo taken with her feet on the desk. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at her. Look at her. The feds say that Ninoc Miley, 27 of Montgomery, twice lied to the FBI. She lied twice to the FBI about her action that day. However, her defense attorney insists the Vietnamese woman is not proficient in English, all right? Quote, "It's impossible to know what she understood during those interviews." All right? Attorney Heather Shanner explained in court records that Miley, this is her name, was wrongly led to believe by a Vietnamese influencer that the United States would turn into a communist country if President Joe Biden won the 2020 presidential election. Miley pleaded guilty in November to disorderly conduct in a Capitol building on grounds and to parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building, both misdemeanors. And she was sentenced by, you guessed it, Judge Tanya Chutkin. She admitted during the riot that she made her way through the crowd and to the Upper West Terrace on the Senate side of the Capitol, where she took the video and photos. She then walked over to the parliamentarian door and waited for others until the rioters forced it open. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Miley and treasonous Zirkle, you all are understanding what it's like to be supporters of Donald Trump right now, right? Not one time has Donald Trump came to their rescue. This is what happens when you're a traitor. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Miley, all right, and Zirkle, treasonous Zirkle, what they deserve. Our final round of booze and shame. All right.
Silence! You never demon!
And because they've been arrested and sentenced, especially that, let's send them off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that, MAGA? Your own leader said you do not represent this country, and he said you will pay. Think about it. You listen to a man that wakes up every single day and paints himself orange, right? He puts a bird's nest on his head, puts a diaper on, and he puts on that crumpled blue suit with that red tie. This guy's disgusting. And he gets on his social media platform and gives you all your next marching orders. He says, jump, and you all say, how high, sir? You ought to be ashamed of yourselves that you're in this cult. And then look, you go down there at his orders, right? Your soldiers, you all get caught, and he puts it out on national television that you do not represent this country. You can't make this stuff up, folks. And yet and still, here we are in 2024. And you folks still believe the 2020 election was stolen. And you folks still believe that Donald Trump is innocent. Y'all really is something special. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You really can't. All right. This is why I say when I say what I say, the gloves are off when I talk to these Trump supporters, because they clearly are traitors. They're guilty of the same things their leader are guilty of. And there's no truth in them. All right. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're behind. I'm a little behind, but it's time to open up these boxes. Let's go. That concludes the first part of the broadcast. It's time to open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. And you know the rules. You get 10 minutes. All right. Not 10 minutes. Whoa. You get 3 minutes. All right. To speak your truth. Hopefully, get it out there so the folks can hear it. All right, and I only want folks who are committed to telling the truth in the box. All right, if you wanna get in here and debate with Zeus, save that for the closet of truth. Right? Oh my goodness, here we go again. Jesus Christ, here we go. Yeah, TikTok has been glitching lately. Here we go. It's been glitching lately. I might have to relaunch the app. All right. Let's do it. Here we go. Yeah, you save the debates for later today, or when I do my my episode of The Closet of Truth. Oh, there we go. I like it. There we go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Alrighty then, let's open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, and remember, you just might learn something, MAGA, if you sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Goodness gracious, why is it not allowing me to do my business now? I can't even access the box. Yes, really that works. Hopefully that works. There's some technical difficulties with the box, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. Let's see if we can get this thing going again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Sometimes TikTok does that. I guess when you're cooking these MAGA minds, it does that. All right, don't worry. We'll get it going again. There we go. All righty then. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Morning. Who do we have here? Puff Puff Pass. Welcome.
Hey, I got a question for you real quick before we get started. So are all caps are not allowed for conservatives, but are all caps allowed for Democrats in your live stream? Because I notice when I type all caps, I'm shut down, but everybody here in Democrats type all caps and nobody says anything. So just curious if it's straight across the board. Is it fair across the board, or is it? I'll play any game as long as I know the rules.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's for mods only, Puff. Why are you acting like you didn't know that? You're an intelligent individual, I hear. Right?
Don't believe all the rumors you hear.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I won't. I'll take your word at it. I guess you're just not that intelligent, I guess.
I'm not. No, I couldn't be. I support Trump. I couldn't be that intelligent, correct?
Well, you're possessed, that's for sure. Now, what brings you to the kingdom this morning, Puff? I mean, it's a shock that you are, up this early. Shouldn't you be, resting during the sunlight?
No, I actually work for a living. So yeah.
Oh.
There's that thing called work.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I mean, so Biden is helping you to have employment. Got it. Right? Were you working under Trump?
Nope, I was struggling under Trump.
Okay, well then let me ask you a question. You're a Trump supporter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How much money are you sending Trump?
I don't know. I send him about 1,000 a week.
Oh, 1,000 a week?
Yeah.
Why not send him all of the money you have?
Well, because I had to make sure I save enough money for the gold tennis shoes.
Oh, okay. So outside of that, do you own any property? You have a 401k?
All the above.
Yeah, well, when are you going to send that to Trump?
Well, I'm not. I'm trying to save my 401k from losing it under Biden.
Oh, well, here's the thing, right? This is what I hear you have to do. If you send Donald Trump your 401k today, when he becomes president, you'll get it back in tenfold. Don't you believe it? Huh? Is everything okay over there?
How do you
is
feel?
Everything okay? Because I'm hearing a lot of that background noise. Are you on MAGA Wi-Fi?
Well, yeah, I got that. I'm being oppressed. I'm being oppressed by the Obama phone service.
Okay, I see.
So let me ask you. How do you feel about Fani and them? What's going on this week? How do you feel about that,
Oh,
Mr. Zeus?
it's just a side
Did you not
show.
hear that the judge ruled that? Did you not hear that the judge ruled that it wasn't attorney-client privilege, and his partner's going to testify? And did you
Yeah.
also hear that the cell phone records come out?
Yeah,
You heard all that?
And I heard that those records may not have been obtained legally, right? I mean, you got to have a search warrant to get
Well, but
access to the
I know
records.
you. I love that you said that, because it just would, because you're about truth, so you can factually read where. And she's a prosecutor, so it kind of surprises me that she said this. See, because when you're on a law side of it, you must have a warrant to subpoena records. But when you're on a defense side and you're defending your client, you can legally subpoena. So there was legal subpoenas for them records offered to AT&T, and it's easily
Okay.
provable, and all the documents.
Okay. So let me ask you this: if they decide that Fani Willis should no longer be on the case, what is all that noise? What do you got? What are you doing? Jesus Christ! All right. If they decide that Fani Willis should be off the case, does that mean you have now a renewed confidence in Biden's DOJ?
Yes, that would be a work towards Biden's DOJ.
Okay. So that means you're willing to entertain the idea now that Donald Trump just might be guilty of all the stuff he's being charged with, right?
No, there's two different things. Now, wait a minute. I'm for one, there has to be a jury convict him of, because we live under the presumption of innocence. But you often say that Trump's guilty all the time before presumption
Yeah.
of innocence. So you go
Yeah.
against our Constitution.
I mean, my thing is this, right? On one side, you're okay with the DOJ or let's just say it, the criminal justice system getting Fani Willis, right? You believe that if they find somehow that she's broken the law and they make any motion to get rid of her, you're 100% in support of that, right? And now the same entity, if it goes after Donald Trump, you're not in support of it. So
No,
which
that's
one
not what
is
I
it?
said. No, that's not what I said. I
Oh,
said there's a process, and it's a judge. You asked me if the judge or the DOJ deems that the evidence in this case, same as I've always said, Zeus, if Donald Trump is convicted by a jury of his peers for possessing classified documents, I can't vote for him.
oh, that's new.
That's never changed. That's always been my stance.
So you won't vote for Donald Trump if he's
If Donald
convicted?
Trump is convicted, if Donald Trump is convicted for possessing classified documents, how, as I, an American, could vote for him?
I mean, how can you do it now? Don't you think this?
Because he's not being convicted of it.
But doesn't it speak volumes that he's already being charged? I mean,
No,
it's broken
because we live
precedent.
under
Think
the
about it.
no, because we live under the presumption of innocence in this country.
Okay, but let me just do something to help you save some time. What's you know what Jack Smith's conviction rate is, right? You know?
Yeah, and I also know that his overturn rate in every case like this is 75% because the Supreme Court's overturned him usually in unanimous decisions 9-0.
Okay,
So
let's talk about how about this? The E. Jean Carroll case. That's pretty much settled law, right? He's an adjudicated rapist, right? And he's had to pay money. Why are you
no,
still
they
why are you still
actually
supporting him?
Okay, hold on, because you give misinformation. Because the jury clearly said that they couldn't
That-
convict him of rape. That's why it ended up being
Puff.
SA. Yes, it does. Read it.
Puff, that goes against what you just agreed to.
No, it didn't.
So what it seems to me is if Donald Trump is convicted in Fulton County, which we know he will be, or
No, we don't.
any other venue, your argument's going to be, well, we're going to wait until the appeal plays out, right?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay.
One was here's why, because you took a civil case and crashed it with a criminal case. Because in a civil case, it's not beyond reasonable doubt. Let me finish, Zeus. It's not beyond reasonable doubt in a civil case, and it's not unanimous. It's 51% in a civil case. So I said a criminal case, and if he was criminally convicted of possessing classified documents, that means a jury unanimously said beyond a reasonable doubt he's guilty.
Yeah.
That is a conviction to me. I could not vote for him.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna hold you to your word, Puff. Because
Okay, cool.
you've been kind of flip flopping on this for a while. But remember, you used to
No,
say,
no.
no,
I've
no,
been
no, no, no,
consistent.
no, no. Remember, you used to say, well, Zeus, can't you see this is all a witch hunt? 91 felony charges means that it's a witch hunt and it's all BS. Now you're at least entertaining the idea that he just might be guilty. So you know
No,
what? I'm
I've
going to
always
consider that
no,
progress.
I've not entertained that he might. No, I'm going to re-clarify so we're clear. I've not entertained that he's guilty of anything, just like I've not entertained Joe Biden's guilt. Let me finish. Just like I've not entertained that Joe Biden was guilty of anything because he's not had his due process. When he's had his due process and the jury speaks, then I'll make my opinion of guilt or innocence.
So you don't think there's anything to the classified documents thing that Biden was being investigated for? You saw the results.
Unlike you, I don't go by headlines because there's not been any evidence presented before a jury and a jury made a decision. So I live under presumption of innocence because I protect that because I have children and grandchildren
Okay.
that I want them to live under that law too.
Okay, well, if that's what you stand for, then the thing is this, right? Don't you think it says something that a former president is being indicted more than once? That says something, right?
What's it say exactly, Zeus?
That there just might be something there. There might be something
Yes,
going
there might
on.
be something there. Absolutely, I'll give you that. There might be something there.
Okay, and that's a long way from where you were last year. Because last year,
No.
you thought it was all a witch hunt. That's what I was saying.
I still think it's a witch hunt, but there still might be something there.
All right, Pup, I got to move on, all right? But I think you need to
Hey,
work on
before
that.
you do, I got a question. Have you taken my poster off your wall? And if not, at least let me sign it for you.
I don't have your poster on my wall, but you could take mine off.
Rumor has differently. Rumor has differently. I
All
hear
right,
it from the
Puff.
guy from
I
inside
gotta
the
move it
kingdom.
on, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta move it on. Listen, Puff, you've lost your mind. Let's give it to him, ladies and gentlemen.
You never.
now, see, this is how you know the end is near. Because when I spoke to that gentleman a year ago, before the indictment started rolling out, he never would have said what he just said. Now he's open to the idea that a jury, if they convict Donald Trump, he said he's not going to vote for him. I still don't believe him, though. I still don't believe him because they're gonna figure out another way to move the goalpost. That's how they always do. These folks, they can't trick Zeus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up our next panelist. Oh my gosh, who do we got, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning, Shay, the beautiful Shay. How are you doing?
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. We got a MAGA demon in the box.
No,
today.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't.
This was
hear
happening
me?
all day to me yesterday.
Oh,
All
really?
right, I'll drop down and come back. Sorry,
Yeah,
I can't hear you. Yep.
Restart the live. Restart your app. Yeah, we had a MAGA demon. Let's bring up our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting on Shay. Good morning, Attacking. How are you doing, Attacking?
First off, Puff Puff follows young girls shaking their tatas in bikinis.
Nasty.
Secondly, the judge says, under legal definition, Trump raped E. Jean Carroll. Thirdly, if Puff Puff, which he doesn't read the papers, it says that it was a unanimous decision with the juries for E. Jean Carroll. Fourth, Puff Puff says if it's not a criminal charge and he goes to jail, it's okay to assault women because it's civil. So Puff Puff the pervert can go suck a donkey hot dog.
Oh, well, you got close. I was about to press it, Attacking. You got close.
Yeah. So, but
I
Puff
see you,
Puff,
Shay. You're next.
Puff
Yes.
Puff. Oh, I need you to clean up your follow list because you follow young girls shaking their boobs, and why do you at 56-year-old sound so much old and broken than I do when I'm 65? I mean, my God, you sound like you're ready to croak. But anyway, there has been no proof in regards to Fani Willis and Wade having any relations before she hired him.
Right.
So that's the platform. Yes, they are going to be talking to the witness freely now. No big deal. But there has not been put out any information that they did anything illegally. Maybe done some stupid things by dating after she brought him aboard. But you have nothing there. There is no connection. So you guys keep on hunting, keep on fishing, because your bait stinks like your wife's coochie.
Oh, that's low. That's low, Attacking. But you know
Yeah,
what?
mic drop and I'm out.
That's Attacking. That's brother Attacking. Wow. Listen. Yeah. You know what the heck is going on this show today? Oh my gosh! Shout out to Union Gang. I see you, champ. I see you, brother. All right, Shay, are you back? Good morning, Shay. How are you?
Yes. Yay. Okay, I can hear you. This was happening to me yesterday. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You can ask Attacking. It took me like 3 times to get in his live last night where I can hear things. I don't know what's going on with the TikTok glitching.
You might have to uninstall the app and then reinstall it. You know, I've had to do that. Yeah.
Well, I shut it down and then came back. So let's hopefully that'll fix it. But anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. I am all right. Just we're sifting through these lies out here. Hoping to change the heart and souls of some folks out there, as they say.
Yeah, I scrolled into Mother of Flying Rats the other day, yesterday, and they were really just so giddy over this new information about Fani Willis, and I just don't get the fascination with this.
Right.
That's what I don't understand. Regardless of Fani Willis's possible whatever, having a boyfriend and all of that, there's absolutely been no proof that they used any sort of funds from the DA office to fund their trips.
Right.
They have salaries, right?
Yeah.
They make a lot of money. They're given salaries. They use their own personal money. And they're so weirded out that she used cash. There's a lot of people that prefer to use cash.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a famous person. A lot of times you don't want your credit card out there.
Nope.
It just makes sense to, if you've got cash to pay for a wine tasting, you got cash to give somebody instead of, what else you can do?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't trust doing Venmo or Zelle or things like that. because some of that stuff can get hacked. So a lot of times it's just smarter if you're raised in that way to keep cash on you. I mean, I remember back in the day, you know, we didn't have cell phones, right? You always kept money on you. You always kept change on you because you had to
Yep.
go and, you know, you had to use, believe it or not, you had to use pay phones and things like that.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
I remember my mom always telling me, always have cash on you because,
Yeah.
you know, we didn't have credit cards. And I mean, we did, but not as kids, you know.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Shay. You
yeah.
brought up those fake TikTok lawyers. How many times, in your experience knowing them on this app, how many times have they been right?
I haven't pinpointed it yet. Not
How many
one thing yet.
Yeah, how many times has Snuggles been right?
Not yet. Haven't
Zero.
heard one yet. Zero.
They've never been
They
right.
do realize that if Fani Willis is removed from the case, it doesn't mean that Trump is innocent. It doesn't
Right.
mean that Trump is not going to still seek his problems that he had with the RICO charges. It's a
Right.
grand jury that indicted him, not Fani Willis.
Bingo.
Like, they presented the evidence. They made the decision. There was enough evidence to go ahead and do an indictment. That's what happened there. So none of this resolves him of anything. I think they just love the delay. So answer me this, MAGA. Why are you so excited about delaying things till the election? Think about what's going on in your head. You want him in office so bad. You don't want the truth about him.
Tell him, Shay. Tell him,
Gets
Shay.
elected, which means you're willing to put a possible criminal, right, back in the office. Jimmy, Snuggles, Puff, all of you getting so excited about this. You should be in the mind frame of saying, listen, I want to see if he actually did this stuff before I go and vote.
Bingo.
Delay should not get you excited.
Yeah.
So there's something wrong with you. For you to sit here and go, I want it to be delayed. I don't want any of the evidence to come out. I don't want him to be convicted. I want him back in the office. I mean, that's disgusting. So listen, I can give Puff, respect in saying, listen, if he's got a conviction, I'm not going to vote for him. And I'm literally hearing that quite a bit from a lot of people. But last night was kind of funny. It was in Hog Boss's live. And I don't know if I think you've met Admirable, but Admir or Admirable. Sometimes he's MAGA 2024.
Okay. Yeah. I think so.
I think we flipped him because there was a question that was asked.
Oh,
what good thing? Yeah, this was awesome. This was so good last night. I mean, Itchy Banks was beside himself.
Let's do it.
The question was, what good thing did Donald Trump ever say about our allies? Can you name one thing?
Puff.
And
Puff, are you there?
He was like, holy, what the? And he went and researched. He started cussing up a storm. He's like, you're right. I can't find one thing he ever said good about our allies. What the? I mean, he was just like, that's it. And his wife was in the room and his wife didn't know he was doing this TikTok stuff. And she's like, you're not voting for that guy. All this stuff. We were dying laughing, but I have to tell you that is what you see. Who cares, Double D? My God. See, this is what you guys don't understand is oh my God. It's anti-American for him not to support our allies. I mean, this is what our country is based upon, whether you believe it or not. You don't get through World War I and World War II. And the way that we handled that and solved that, we are the world's leaders. We have allies for a reason. You really want us to go to war and face off with, let's say, China by ourselves? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I just don't get your frame of thinking. But the fact that they don't work, that he doesn't want to work with anybody except for Putin. I mean, there's a problem with that. There's just a problem with that. And I don't get how y'all don't see that. Yeah.
That's proof. That's a good question, Shay. And we're going to have to rotate that question around in the kingdom, right? Name one good thing that Donald Trump has said about our allies.
Name one thing. And then you'll understand what side he's really working on.
And let's go deeper. What has he said good about black folk?
They like tennis shoes. They like that he can see them in a crowd when he's blinded with bright lights.
Oh, that stuff. That stuff. Doozy,
Yeah.
not plenty, Doozy.
Yeah.
Cut it out, Doozy. Put it in the chat, please. No answers.
I'm
No
like, I
answers.
think they like mugshots. Yeah.
Doesn't say any good thing about women. I've never heard him say any good thing about women. I mean, this guy clearly is on the wrong side.
Doesn't even know his own wife. Did you see Biden on Seth Meyers' show last night?
I did.
He goes, "Yeah, I might be old, but I remember my wife's name."
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, I know I've taken a lot of time, but yeah, just going to pose that question to you guys and just get you to think about why you're being so giddy about Fani Willis and the delay.
Thank you.
Just think about it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day in the kingdom. Oh, thanks for the gifts, everyone. All right, man. I'll check
All
in
right,
on the
all right. Thank you, Shay, as always, for bringing your wisdom to the platform and sharing it out. I really do appreciate it. All right.
Absolutely. My pleasure, my friend. Thanks for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Shay. Fani's not going down. Fani's not going down. Are you listening to the show? Fani's not going down. No one in here really cares about what Fani Willis is doing. We don't care. What we care about is getting Donald Trump to be held accountable for what he tried to do, which is to steal an election. He tried his best. Uh-oh. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing? How are you doing, my friend? How you doing?
Hey, Zeus.
Hey.
I'm feeling a little better, but I'm still under the weather.
Okay.
But I had someone to call me, and her name was Musty MAGA Mama. And she said that she was offended because I had made those sneakers, and she didn't wear sneakers. And so she asked me if I could come up with something for the women only. So I came up. Hold on, Zeus.
Uh-oh.
Came up with a jewelry line.
Okay.
For the women of MAGA.
Okay.
And everybody knows that a lady likes a good necklace and a watch.
Yeah.
So the first item that I made is called MAGA Moments in Time.
Oh.
And it's a watch. And it comes with a lock of Trump's hair.
What?
So when every hour that the time changes,
oh my God,
the toothpaste splits in half so that you can see what time. And that's gonna help them keep up with the times. And so just remember, those hairs split when the time changes.
Oh,
they can see what time it is. So that's the MAGA Moments in Time. And then I also this nice necklace. And as you can see, it also has Trump hair.
Yeah.
See there, Trump's hair. The necklace. So that is the Trump necklace.
Is that real gold? That it's also the necklace is real gold?
Listen, that's gold. That's 14 karat right there. And it's matching the strawberry from his hair. So it's really Trump's hair. I called and Melania cut me some while he was asleep the other night. So this is not fake hair now. This is actually Trump's hair. And so we wouldn't leave you to not have anything to clean your jewelry with. So I said, you know what? We got to come up with a way that they can clean this that would be suitable for them to clean it.
Right. So, let's get it.
I have this.
Oh, is that a toilet? What is that?
What you do is you put them inside. Right? You put them inside.
I'm done.
And then listen real good. Listen. And it cleans the jewelry, Zeus.
And it makes it look brand new all over again.
Yes. And the hair stays on because I use Gorilla Glue like Trump does.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. Wow.
Products.
Now,
So, you know, the leaky cheek shoes were for the men, and now we have the jewelry line for the women.
doozy, would you like some doozy? Any ladies out there? Any women for MAGA women out there?
You can buy these things for your girlfriend for a
Oh,
present.
oh, and if one were to be interested in getting that, how much would it cost?
Well, now, because you know, I'm, you know, as clickbait said, I'm on welfare.
Oh,
The necklace,
okay.
the necklace is $19.99, but you can make 6 payments of $40.
Oh,
Still equal to $19.99.
oh, that's an offer I can't refuse.
And the watch is going for the low price of $1,174.
Wait a second.
Well,
That's
listen,
it.
the watch,
That's
the toupee, remember, it opens up with
oh.
each hour that the watch changes.
That part right there. I've never seen a watch do anything like that. And is it? I mean, like, where is that made at? I mean, because I've never seen anything like that.
It was made in the Bowie house.
Oh,
And that was me. So I am the original maker. You can just
okay,
you can just
okay,
call me Kiki.
okay,
And so I've made that in my own factory.
okay.
And so I really wanted to help them out because, like I said, Musty MAGA Mama called me and do something for the lady.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, I would love to get my hands on some of that right there, right? Not just the shoes, but, you know, I know a couple of folks that would love that watch and
Listen,
necklace combo that you.
we're gonna have all kinds of stuff
Okay.
leading up to the election. You know, they gotta have their paraphernalia.
Yeah. Oh, Becky says she'll take 10. All right. Ladies
Okay,
and gentlemen.
Becky, my Cash App is in the bio.
Okay, MAGA, please. This is a once in a lifetime offer. You can't
Nobody's making products like me. Y'all better jump on it.
I've never seen this in my life. I've never seen. I mean, this is to me.
I mean, Zeus, just look at the quality of the watch.
What is that made out of? Like what, adamantium and
It's Trump's
perhaps?
hair.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually Trump's hair.
Oh, so it's like magnesium and things like that in
Yeah.
there.
Look
Okay,
at
that's on the periodic table now. That's a new element that they just discovered. So wow, you got your hands on it first. Wow,
Nobody has this like I do.
wow. I've never been so impressed in my life.
Get it while
Snuggles, come and get it,
do you
Snuggles.
want one, Snuggles. Snuggles, I could add some paneling to the size of your watch since they say your room is panel and it can match your room.
Someone asked, can they get a refund if it doesn't work? Oh, look at that. Let's go,
Thank
Valerie.
you.
Can they get a refund, Takesha, if it doesn't work?
No, you just have to keep it for a timepiece, for a memorandum, you know, for a memory, because we're not giving refunds. Do they ask for Trump money back when he fails them? No.
Nope.
I'm not giving any money back. Didn't you just look? Clickbait says I'm on welfare, so I have to make money any kind of way I can. I cannot be giving back money that I'm gonna be used in the store because you know I'm on welfare.
Bingo. I love it, and I'm going to help you get as many sales as I can, Takesha, all right? I really will.
But remember, Zeus, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I have it where it's not like the dial, it's the numbers, because you know MAGA can't tell time. So
Right.
they can say 153 and people will know it's 153.
Oh, that part, because that's tricky. When those
Yeah.
numbers start flying around, a lot of folks get confused.
Right.
That's an excellent feature right there, Takesha,
Right.
I must say. I mean, if I were a Trump supporter, I'd be emptying out all of my bank accounts to get as many of those as I
They
can.
can send it to my Cash App. It's in the box.
Okay. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you Trump supporters, please get yours today while
And I
offers
still have
last. All right.
sneakers and the Miracle Spring Water as well.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's an offer they can't refuse.
Well,
All
thank
right.
you so much for letting me advertise my products. Zeus.
You're absolutely welcome, and thank you so much, Takesha, for coming up here and offering those at such a
She
low.
was in distress, even though I'm sick.
Yeah.
I wanted to get up and still help her. She was in such distress.
Okay. All right. I
All
love it.
right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an entrepreneur, Takesha. Let's give her a round of applause. I'm talking about that's to me one of the best gifts you Trump supporters could get this year. Get yours today. Cash App in the bio. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Let's move it along. I mean, what a show we got, ladies and gentlemen. What a show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Jess, good morning, Jess. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm great.
I see you, Ange. Yes.
I think it's absolutely disgusting that they keep putting Fani Willis in danger. Fani
Yeah.
Willis and Nathan Wade, they keep putting out information, they keep sending threats. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have no problem doing it. They have no problem, no shame doing it. And they'll do anything, I think, to stop Donald Trump from going to prison. That's ultimately what this is about, right?
Exactly. Delay, delay, delay. They want to
Yeah.
fight, they want to throw mud. And it's just not going to work. We're not going to forget. And it's not
Absolutely
going to
not.
go away
Yeah.
with all these distractions.
Yeah. Do you? Go for it.
Sorry. What were you going to say?
No. I mean, personally, does the Fani Willis thing make you feel concerned about what's going on personally? Do you think it's a big deal?
No, I don't care what she does in her personal life. I don't care who she goes on dinner dates with.
I don't.
It's none of my business at the end of the day.
Nope.
I also wanted to mention the difference between criminal law and civil law. Criminal law, this is about, because I keep seeing comments in your chat.
Oh, what are they saying?
They're just saying that there's a huge difference. And I can say yes and no. Criminal law deals with behavior that is or can be construed as offensive to public society, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Civil law deals with behavior that constitutes an injury to an individual or other private party, such as a corporation. One deals with murder, assault, theft, drunk driving, etc. Civil deals with defamation, breach of contract, negligence, property damage, things like that.
Yeah.
Either one, you have to prove evidence. You have to bring your evidence and you have to be able to prove your case.
Right.
So either way, at the end of the day, E. Jean Carroll had enough evidence to prove her case that she suffered damages from Trump.
Yep.
And whether anyone likes it or not, he was found liable for abuse. If you look up civil cases in the law, like obviously the statute of limitations was up, but it's up to them whether they can choose to go to trial or not in some cases.
Yeah. Tell them, Jess. Tell them, Jeff.
They
continue to excuse Donald Trump's criminal conduct, and it's the most bizarre thing, isn't it?
It truly is.
Yeah.
It truly is.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing, oh, well, why don't you talk about Biden-Harris's accomplishments? They obviously don't listen to the second half of the show because many people do.
Yeah.
I especially do.
Yeah.
And let's go over some again.
Uh-oh. They've asked for it. Give it to them, Jess. Give it to them.
Unemployment is down the most in 54 years. Biden-Harris awards more than $1.6 billion in funds for communities addressing addictions and overdose crises.
Yeah.
He cares about people. He cares about humans. He cares about humanity. He signed the PACT Act, the CHIPS Act. He halted federal executions after the previous administration reinstated them after a 17-year freeze.
Yep.
He reduced healthcare premiums.
Bingo.
All right, and I heard my bell.
Well, that wasn't you didn't get through everything that he did.
No, not at all. He's done so much things.
Yep.
He's done so many things for us. He's cut child poverty in half. He's the one that perfected what Trump tried to do by capping prescription drug prices at $2,000 a year for seniors on Medicare because Trump didn't cover everybody.
Bingo.
He achieved wait, he imposed a 15% minimum corporate tax on some of the largest corporations in the country, ensuring that they pay their fair share as part of a historic Inflation Reduction Act. I also had something to say about prices going down. When have prices gone down in the U.S. historically?
You tell me. When?
They've always steadily gone up, correct?
Correct. Yeah, mortgages have never gone down, at least not when I've seen them.
So, would it be fair to say
Gas
that
too. Gas too. Never gone down.
it's every president's fault that bread isn't 10 cents anymore?
Get them, Jess.
I'm mad about it. I'm mad about it. They need to make it 10 cents again. But
you're right.
They don't understand how it works. We may see prices fluctuate for individual items, like during the summer whenever all the chickens were dying and eggs went up and now they're going down again. I need all of MAGA to stop sending Trump money and stop shopping at Whole Foods. Stop living outside your means.
Yeah.
And also, clickbait got put on sanctions in my kingdom.
Good job, Jess. Good job. He needs to be on sanctions.
He started harassing my mutuals on their videos and stuff too. It's weird. He's weird.
Wow. What a disgusting individual.
Imagine fighting with women half your age online every day.
After I saw clickbait in the camera the other time he walked past the mirror, after I saw that photo of him, I said, this guy is done. He's toast in my book. He looks like he just got done, binging the night before and then got on TikTok still hungover and started lying about his wealth. This guy's, ladies and gentlemen, these MAGA demons are ridiculous. You should see him in action. Yeah, 4'10" trash bait.
Personally, I think he's on something like Trump was during the White House era with all the doctors. I'm sure he still is. But it might be that M3H and some alcohol. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But he's looking a little rough.
Rough around the edges, for reals. Exactly. Well, listen,
all right.
Jess.
I went over my time. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Jess a round of applause. No lies detected. You see this, ladies and gentlemen? It's a show of force. Every day in, day out, we bring an overwhelming amount of truth to these Trump supporters to make sure they have no excuse for why they end up doing, when they end up in those jail cells or, in hell. There's no excuse. Good morning, Shelly. Nice to see you. Good morning, Ange. Nice to see you. So glad you could make it.
Oh, good morning. Yes, me too. I'm sorry I was late to class.
It's okay.
The Bidenomics has allowed me to put both my children in braces, so we were at the orthodontist.
Oh, wow.
Did you mention something about clickbait?
Well, your our friend Jess did. She did. She said he's been behaving pretty nasty out here.
Well.
Oh, there it is, right there. That's him. This is the guy that says he works out all the time, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this up.
Am I echoing?
No, you're not echoing, but now you're echoing. Now you're echoing. Clickbait, cut it out. 4'10", those gray sweats. That coin, and then he had a pocket full of quarters in his pocket. Happy to see Zeus. Cut it out, clickbait, cut it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a MAGA demon caught in rare form. Mall cop.
Sorry, I got a call.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Anyway, clickbait, I did put a sanction on you in the chat for 5 minutes a while back because I'm not going to allow you to make racist remarks. That's disgusting.
Don't do it, clickbait.
Nope,
Stop it.
Not on my watch. Not going to happen. Does anybody remember, the BS that Trump was saying over the weekend, all those racist remarks?
Yeah.
Do you remember any of the comments that he made about LeBron James or Don Lemon? Do you remember?
I remember that back in the days. Yeah, I remember that.
And how his little buddy, Laura Ingraham, what did she say about LeBron? Oh, yeah, shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's read the tweet that Donald Trump said back in 2018. LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do.
That's
Does that
nasty.
sound like a jealous man?
Very, very jealous.
Because you're not ever going to see a basketball in that man's, sorry. You're never going to see that. You're never going to see him, be like Obama and just grab a ball and just shoot a three and it just goes swish. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's just jealous of black men.
He is.
Everything.
Is.
It started with Obama.
Yep.
It started there. Remember when Obama roasted him? You could see that look on his face. He was just seething.
At that banquet they had, right?
Oh yes, he was just seething.
Yeah. He couldn't stand to see a brother like Obama shining at the highest levels in this country. So jealous.
And LeBron, he's a menace on the court if you're a Celtics fan, but he's a humanitarian. He really is. Off the court, what he does, building schools, and I believe, I don't think it was the midterms. It might have been the last election, but
you said LeBron is building schools?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
Has he? Trump used to do that, right? Trump University.
Oh, but what happened there? Was that a real school? Is that where you went, clickbait, if you even got a degree? Is that where you went? That's what I'm thinking. And last thing, real quick, is conservative Democrat here today?
I saw him here earlier, being a traitor as usual. These folks are traitors, ladies and gentlemen. Him and Beer Can Mike, these folks are
Beer Can Mike. Oh, don't even get me started. I can't do that one today because I heard my bell. But conservative Democrat, who are you today? Are you conservative Democrat or retribution? Which one are you? Cut it out.
These are some psychos out there. There's some real psychopaths out there, Ange. I said it. These folks get on here with names and they play ping pong with the accounts. All right, I'm retribution today. I'm conservative. Same person. You wouldn't believe this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is how desperate these Trump supporters are getting.
It's really weird. Really weird. I mean, to see you come into somebody's live he came into somebody's live as retribution and conservative Democrat.
Nasty.
It's a really, really odd thing, but I can tell you right now, if that's what you got to do to try to be relevant or try to spread your lies, it's really weird.
It really is. Yeah, they're scared of you, RC Dubs. I believe it because they keep saying it.
Oh, don't even get me started. He's so scared of Dubs, and he's lying. He blocked him. Dubs is looking for you. Just debate him. Why won't you debate him? You won't debate any of them.
Yep.
But you're coming for the women, I noticed.
Yeah, they're nasty.
I find that interesting. Anywho, I heard my bell.
Alrighty then.
I just wanted to point out that Trump's been saying these things about black men for a very long time. And Snuggles, quit tagging me in your stupid videos. I don't care. And her name is Fannie Mae. It's Fani.
Thank you.
Don't do that.
Tell him, Ange.
That's gross. And stop tagging me because it's all lies, misinformation, and I don't want to be any part of your BS. Anyhow, I heard my bell a long time ago. I usually don't go past it. Anyhow, thank you.
Alrighty then. No problem. No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Ange. No lies detected. Oh yeah, it's a nice little show of force this morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I see what we got to do here. All right, good morning, Miss Boss Diva. I see you, brother Sir.
Hey, Zeus. Good morning.
How's it going? Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great, feeling fine, like wine. You know what I mean?
All right. Hey, I love it. You like it? I love it. I really do.
So the first thing that I want to say before, because, we only got, first thing I got to say is about Double D and how he, made a little comment about Takesha's hair.
Oh.
And I still want to know what about her hair.
Oh.
I still don't, you didn't answer my question, you know what I mean? And I really want to know because if it's a problem, I can help you solve it. Okay, that's that. And then Zeus, I have to make a recommendation to you. I don't know if this is possible or not, but it is so much truth. Since there is so much truth to be told, and you cover a lot of stuff in your monologue in the beginning of the show, I don't know. You might need to extend this thing. You might
Oh,
need to. I don't know. You're gonna have to work that out, Zeus, some kind
yeah,
of way, shape, form, or fashion, because you end up going over anyway, right?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know
Sometimes,
what, Tricky? Hey, poop bait. Tricky is Slicky Dicky down there. You know you don't want no smoke. You better not even try coming for me, because you know that I would dog walk you, just like you
oh,
always. For 4 hours, I dog walked you, okay? 4 hours. So I can take another 4 hours. It's not a problem for me, okay?
oh, wow.
That's that. But yeah, anyway, back to the recommendation. I wanted you to just put a little, bird in your ear, whatever,
Yeah. I'll
just
talk
to
that
see.
over with the team to see what they can do to help make things like that happen. Because it is fun to be out here. Giving it, bringing the truth. But you got to do what you got to do these days.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So it sounds like what I'm always combing the political
4 hours.
streets here, and I absolutely see now Trump is actually $400,000 broker
Yeah.
because he had to shell out that money to New York Times.
Mm.
So it sounds like he actually paid one
Yeah.
of his judgments, right?
Good.
But that's the cheaper one, right? We're not
Yeah.
talking E. Jean or, this massive one in New York, right?
Right.
We're not talking that.
That New York Times one, right? That
Yeah.
little small. But it took 3 years for him to actually make it to true them up, so to speak, right? I mean, so this is how he is.
Right. They put the judgment on him last month. And so, at the wee hours of the, not the wee hours, but, at the very end of it all, he, then he shelled up the money.
Yeah.
Because he
Thank
was
you.
going to be sanctioned.
Yeah. Yeah.
For being late or whatever. So he did that, but
Yeah.
it seems to me that he's trying to do, well, of course we all know he's trying to do whatever he can to avoid any type of trial. So now his lawyers have in the hush money case,
Right.
his lawyers submitted a 47-page response or something like that,
Yeah.
calling Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels liars and trying to basically block their testimony and anything that was submitted by the prosecutors
Wow.
regarding them. So we already know that that's going to be thrown out, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just not feasible for any court to do that. Like, that's all the evidence. They wanted to say that Michael Cohen was lying on the stand in his trial or something like that, but the man
Right.
went to jail, so evidently it's stuck enough for him to go to jail for that. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so-
I mean, to me, it's what do you got to hide, Trump? If you really are innocent, why not just trust the process? Why not just comply? What's with
Right.
all this intimidating the witnesses and threatening court staff and stuff? What's with all of that nonsense?
I mean, you wouldn't need gag orders and immunity and things like that if you was just, letting the chips fall where they may, right? I mean, if you're innocent, you're going to definitely put forth that evidence that you are. Like, same thing with the lie about the election. I mean,
Yeah.
if he had any proof, he went to 60 courts, and he lost in all of them, but he went to
Yeah.
60 courts and the Supreme Court. Everybody was like, nah, I'm sorry, you ain't got enough here. We can't do it.
Nope.
So that's the thing. But he
Yeah.
don't want anything that's adverse. You know what I
Nope.
mean? Anything that's adverse toward his goal of getting out of all this crime that he's done. You know what I mean? I don't know. But
Yeah.
Trump is definitely toast, and I cannot wait for the 25th. I cannot wait.
I can't either. I'm gonna be sitting there like a security guard waiting for him just to
Do
go
you
to
know if it's
court.
going to be televised or not? I know it's a state case, so it might be
I
televised.
don't think I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. They didn't televise the first. They televised him going in when he went there last time, but I don't know if they'll televise the inside yet. I have to look into that.
Yeah, me too. I really want to know if that's going to
No,
be televised.
attacking says no. Okay.
No.
What?
Oh man, that sucks. I really want to see him squirm and sweat and that orange makeup just drip down his face like
Dripping
gooey
down.
gooey. Yeah. But anyway, I heard
down.
my bell, Zeus. Thank
All
you so
right.
much for having me up.
You're
sweetheart.
welcome.
Thank you, Kingdom, for all the gifts. I appreciate y'all.
All right,
Much
ladies and
love
gentlemen.
to you, baby.
My partner in crime,
My
Miss
partner in
Boss
crime.
Diva.
Much love to you, Zeus.
Love you too. All right. Listen, ladies, we got some heavy hitters this bright and early. All right. Oh my goodness. All right, thank you. Oh my God, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Who we got next? Oh yeah, one of the bad boys, brother Swerve. Good morning, Swerve, and how you
Goose, what's cracking, my brother? How
doing?
are
What's
you?
going on? What's cracking, champion?
I'm hanging
Champion.
in there, man. I'm hanging in there. Now, listen. I believe in free market enterprise. I believe in capitalism. So,
Okay.
I got a little competition for Keisha.
Oh, really?
Now she's selling her products, and I can appreciate that. But I got to do it one better.
Talk to me.
I am. Let me show you what I'm selling real quick.
Let's see it, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, we got some entrepreneurs out
This
here.
this is a swerving exclusive. Okay,
Oh, let's go.
here's what I'm selling. Nothing.
Oh,
I'm not selling anything but a low price of $19.99 because we dealing with MAGA,
yeah, yeah,
right? I mean, if
yeah.
they gonna give Donald Trump all their money, why not give me a little bit too? So I'm
Bingo.
selling nothing for the low price of $19.99 in 4 easy installments. And if you order nothing now,
Right.
my wife's Cash App is in my bio. If you order nothing right now, I will knock off one payment of $19.99.
Wow, that's an offer they can't
I mean, that's a
refuse.
that's a deal and a half. You know how much most people spend on nothing?
Ah,
I mean, they send
millions,
it to they send it,
billions.
yeah, billions.
Yeah,
They send it
yeah,
all to Donald Trump. Why not send me a little bit of it? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Why
yeah,
can't
yeah,
I
yeah,
why can't I get my grift on for
yeah.
nothing?
Hey, I say go for it at this point, right? If it's good
Yep.
for the goose, it's good for the gander, right?
I'm not selling a thing. So Keisha, good luck with your watch. I saw it.
Yeah, yeah,
Looks
it was an
good.
amazing watch, right? I mean, all the features it had. I think I saw a little hint of AI in there, right? It was pretty dope.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's why I say if I can get away with selling nothing, I'm selling nothing. Because
You,
I just don't. I'm too lazy to go make a product. But I got
yeah,
nothing. I got nothing for you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
literally for 19.99. And if you act now, like I said, I'll knock off one payment of 19.99.
That's an offer you can't refuse, you
Now, now
traders.
you just now you just losing money on the deal
Yeah,
at this
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah. You know how this goes, all right? The first come,
But,
first serve.
but Zeus, now listen. So that's all about my product. Now let's talk about this CPAC this past weekend.
Oh Lord, brother. Oh my God. Let's talk
I
about it.
cannot believe that these black folks went out there and embarrassed themselves. When he said, I can't see nothing but the black ones, and they
Yeah.
started laughing and chuckling and hee-hawing, I'm just sitting here like, what are they laughing at? He's sitting there making fun of you.
Yep.
When he said, he basically saying he's got street credibility now
Oh,
because he's been arrested.
that's all
When
it
I,
takes.
I'm like, not every black person you meet has been arrested. You ain't got no street cred. What is you talking about, man?
None. None.
You damn sure ain't got no street cred with me.
Nope.
I mean, I'll knock you to the street, but you ain't got no street cred.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous. And
Yeah.
then that fool on Fox News talk about, well, Donald Trump knows how to relate to black people. That's why he's selling tennis shoes. He knows more about culture than any other politician I've ever seen. Not the black culture.
Yeah.
Zeus, I can't remember the last time I put on a pair of gym shoes.
Right.
We call them gym shoes where I'm
Yeah,
from.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's what they look like.
I can't
Tell them,
remember the last
sir.
time I put on a pair of shoes or even thought to myself, Donald Trump playing basketball?
Buck
That's
dancing.
plausible.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see him out there with the Lakers or the Bulls or the Knicks, just running somebody up and down the court for 4 straight quarters every single night, getting his triple double on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Oh
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
completely plausible.
Yeah. It's not
I don't know.
possible.
No, it's not plausible. It's not possible. It's a physical impossibility.
Yeah.
When they
But yet
made
they,
that movie White Man Can't Jump, they definitely had Trump in mind.
yeah.
Zeus, I just don't get it, man. I really don't. It's
Yeah.
so aggravating to me, but depressing at the same time that these people not only get to vote, but damn it, they get to procreate also.
Ooh.
Just perpetuating a cycle of hatred and stupidity, pure and simple. And that to me is just a little sad.
It's mind blowing, right? That
Yeah.
we're in 2024 and we're having to deal with stuff that our folks had to deal with 100 years ago or so, right? It's happening right now, right underneath our nose.
Yep.
They're hell bent on sending this country backwards. All right, and they just expect all of us to buckle up and go enjoy the ride.
They expect us to go along to get along.
Yeah.
I ain't going along to get along with nothing. But listen, brother, I heard my bell.
Alrighty then.
Clicky babe, you do not work out. Quit lying to people. We can already see you don't.
Yeah.
You ain't no millionaire. I don't know whose boat you cleaning up today or whose barn you cleaning out, but make sure you do a good job so you get paid.
Yeah.
Love to the kingdom. Love to you, my brother. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. And doggone it, please have fun while you're doing it.
Alrighty then. Alrighty then.
Take care, brother.
All right. Take care, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Swerve. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached that part in the show where Zeus must depart. Oh, my goodness. All right. But, we had a great time bringing down this heavy hammer of truth. All right. It's now officially time to land the plane. And it's time for Zeus to depart. But before I go, you know what we got to do. Let's give a round of applause to all of you who stayed and participated in this show, right? You survived. You really did. A special shout out to all of the panelists, to all the subscribers, the gifters, and the moderators. You've done an excellent job making this show out exciting, engaging, and entertaining. All right. And now, before we go, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. All right, wait a second, Takesha. What did you say? Hold on 1 second. What did you say? You said you had something to say to Zeus before we get up out of here. Yes. What did you have? What do you got for us, Takesha?
Zeus, who is Double D?
Oh, he's a MAGA demon. That's all I know.
Okay, because I don't read the comments when I'm on your show. But let him know for me.
Okay,
this is for you, Double D, dingy, dusty, hand maggot. You win a date on a mate. You hand jerk.
What happened to your phone, Takesha? What happened to
And well, you better believe you on my list.
Oh, we got an echo. You gotta finish it. Come back up, Takesha, real quickly. Oh my God! Listen, the devil is trying to steal, kill, and destroy. Takesha, come on back up and finish him off. Finish him off, Takesha. All right.
Fatality.
Give it to him.
When I get well, you on my list. You doodoo brown stain underwear wearing, pickup truck driving, Trump humping, loving, sucking everything you can that'll let you. You don't want to get at me. I don't even know you. Double D must be your IQ because your numbers don't stand up. You Double D dumb, danger, dusty. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not feeling well.
Yeah. Okay.
But I got you. When I get well, I'm going to walk you every day. You going to learn like the rest of them. Never come for me. I don't care if my hair look like Trump or Trump's mammy. You will get dog walk every day. Double D. Now, Zeus, I'm going to lay down.
All righty then. All right. You too. Oh, my goodness. Double D. You know what you just got?
Fatality.
That was a fatality right there. I keep telling you, traders, just to zip it and sit your special behinds down and listen to this special broadcast. Don't start none, won't be none, right? All right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them what they deserve. Their final are the Zeus haters, right? Our haters, our critics, and our detractors, those who choose to dwell in lies and misinformation over truth. Let's give them what they deserve. Our final round of booze and shame.
Silence. You never demon.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in these TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, all right? Or as my good friend Straight Facts says, these tickety-tockety streets. Take care. Straight Facts, I see you. Union Gang, I see you. Goodness gracious, y'all gonna make me work overtime.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
Lord, baby, Miss Ball Steven, you right. All right, what's the name of your song? The name of the song is Zeus. All right, you can click the link in the bio. Tony, please give your gift now to Zeus. He really needs to. He needs to pay mom rent. Jimmy, I didn't tell you to say anything like that. And quit projecting, all right? You know what I say? Every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. Oh, I don't have to buy followers, conservative Democrat. You do, all right? You see me out here working? Get to work, champ. You're too lazy, though. I know it. You'd rather just drive through that McDonald's and order a Big Mac with a Coke with your friends Snuggles and Jimmy, because that's easier, right? These folks, ladies and gentlemen, Ray, these folks are ridiculous. Right, Miss Mystica? Graham Cracker, I see ya. Oh, Joe will last another 4 years. Trash bait, you've been exposed. You need to really lose that weight you say you've been working on. All right. Nikisha lit double D up. She did, Miss Baltiva. Mr. Octane. Shout out. All right, Stacy Jones. One breath at a time. Venus, I see ya. You say you wanted facts, well, I see you, Hawk. I saw the poll. They want me to do a longer show. Can you believe it? Oh, stand up. Am I making you laugh? I hope you're learning something too, all right? Lady Vanessa, looking good out there, all right? Keep up the good work. Lisa, you too. Shadow Kitty. Marty, 281. Rio, Carol. Yes, nice to see ya. Union Gang, I saw you, champ. Biggie. All right. Queen Flea, let's go. Tony. I see you, my good friend Gabriel. Garvin. Venus, thank you for the subscription. Let's go, Venus. Keep it cooking. Conservative Democrat. I didn't see that. I love you, Joe, too. Hey, Oscar, the truck driver. Keep up the good work. Keeping these streets clean. Conservative Democrat. 12 p.m. in time. All right, straight thing. Oh, you want me to do that? Oh, my God.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Reggie! 12 p.m. You want me to go to 12 p.m.? Hey, where you at? Let's go!
He's deranged. Jack Smith. 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 He's deranged.
Hey!
It's Zeus. Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
36 charges, can you believe that?
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
All right. Now let's wrap this show up, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. What do I want to see?
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people.
Right.
They refuse to accept the results of a free election.
Exactly. Now, tomorrow will be an abbreviated show. I will probably only be live for about an hour and a half. So, sorry, Miss Boss Diva, that wasn't the direction you wanted me to go in. But your feedback, I might be able to extend it 3 hours, later. But I just wanted to give you all a heads up about that. All right, and then one last thing, we must drop the bomb before I depart.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right. You ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave.